Brisbane are starting to find a bit of confidence here.
Now as well, and that is a case of battling on for as long as you can. So the tail of the two right wingers, Deine Mariner have battled on even longer, no good. And that try probably
Copped a pretty hard knock to the leg, and thought it was just a cork, and
it's kind of like telling him to stop carrying on because it was a cork, and then I was like, oh, maybe you are in pain.
So we got back to the hotel, had dinner, and by then my leg pretty much felt like a rock. When I was trying to get some sleep, I couldn't.
Every time I would look over to tell him to be quiet because he was being loud. Trust me, he was being loud because he couldn't lay down flat. And then I rolled over, and then 5 minutes later he's still in pain. And I look back over and he's standing up trying to sleep against the wall. He's standing up sleeping. That's when I knew I was like, oh shit, something's definitely wrong.
By about 1:30 in the morning, Luke gave me a call to come down and see Dean, and he was in obvious distress. He's a pretty tough guy, and you get to know your players pretty well. So that was the first sign that things weren't 100%.
As soon as I heard Doc say it was compartment syndrome, something I'd never heard before, so.
It's one of the few true medical emergencies that we see in sports med, and effectively you've got 6 hours before that muscle dies, and that is an irreversible process. Acute compartment syndrome, there's been bleeding deep in the muscle and the blood can't escape. Over time, the pressure builds up and the pressure gets so high that you can't get more blood and oxygen to the muscle. We got to the emergency department. The staff at the RPA were amazing. They got him in, they got him stable, they kept him comfortable. We confirmed the diagnosis, theatre was organised and he was taken up and operated. So I think between seeing him at 1 in the morning and getting to hospital, it was 2-3 hours before the surgery was done. I wasn't there when he woke up, but I think the first thing he did was check that he still had a leg.
And that's why when I woke up, first thing I saw was my leg, so I was pretty happy.
So I didn't actually know what was going to happen with him because obviously how bad it is. And there was talks with something he might not play the rest of the season or something, but he's pretty strong.
That was one of the worst days I had during that week because I think that was my 4th surgery, and I'd lost a lot of weight at this point, and I was feeling really sick and homesick kind of thing. Just wanted to come home, and obviously the boys surprised me, so that was probably one of the most special moments I've had this year, all in my life, to be honest. Just being able to see, the people you spend every day with, and for them to come visit me, that really gave me that spark I needed to just want to come home and get back on the field. So that was a pretty special moment for myself.
I think after 2 weeks he was able to be discharged. And then of course the hard part for him started, which was rehabilitate and get back to sport. So from surgery to getting back on the field is a very sequential process. So you'll get him doing strengthening. Once he's walking more comfortably, you'll introduce a walk jog, building up to running, building up to sprinting, change of direction, and ultimately contact.
Yeah, the club were massive they just tried to put some strength back into my leg just by doing a bit of gym. And as soon as I felt pretty comfortable to get on the field, I was out there running with the rehab boys, and that's down to our physios. You know, when you can't do anything, you know, you kind of think about the things you can do when you come back. So for me, it's just what can I do to help the boys, and that's kind of how I carry myself into the game. I guess for myself, you only know your own body more than anyone else. So yeah, I kind of, looking back at it now, I'm pretty proud of myself for the way I was able to kind of mentally just push through all those things that I was hearing at the time. But yeah, pretty happy with myself the way I got through that.
Not really anyone has got that injury before. Like if anyone's going to overcome it, it would be Dino.
I'm grateful for Luke and Lindsay, our physios here, who were able to firstly get him moving, get him comfortable, get him running, and then obviously successfully return back on the paddock.
Because that was kind of what I was thinking about, like before the game, was getting that first touch and, you know, just kind of getting into it. But as soon as I took it, you know, I kind of felt like I was back, and yeah, just a whole lot of confidence kind of came with it. So.
Ball there with Perron. Long ball. Mariner from Brisbane. They're still in it. More than a post now. More than a post. They're out of the hospital bed and walking down the corridor.
Yeah, we said Brisbane are starting to find a bit of confidence here.
That was probably the biggest lesson I took from this injury, was like, it can kind of get taken from you any time. So it could be my last game. That was the way I was thinking, because, you know, you never know. And I think that's going to be my mentality heading into the rest of the games. Just, you know, you never know if that's your last game, so you might as well leave everything out there. I was really, you know, lucky to have my family there with me, and also Adam Walsh. You know, he was there from the first day and stayed all the way till I got back to Brisbane. And, you know, shout out to Walshy and club for taking care of me, and yeah,